What's up, everyone?
Hey.
Welcome to another episode of Toy Talk. And it's not just any Toy Talk, it is the movie talk segment. I don't know how long we're gonna go with this, but I'm loving movie talk, and we
Glad.
got guests and people just coming in, and it's just a lot of fun. So I want to keep doing this. We got, as always, Toy Addict 17. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm
That's
doing
nice.
great, buddy. Great.
And we got, for a second week in a row, Unworthy Collector. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Happy to be here.
How often do you change your light setup?
They're RGB, so I can choose the color on the fly. So I try to match it with the shirt.
I
Wearing
mean,
the purple shirt tonight, got with the
yeah,
purple lights.
you do a wonderful job matching. I
It's all
just,
about aesthetics, you know.
yeah, no, it's really,
I love the
I
shirt.
admire that. I admire that. Yeah, what is that shirt? Oh,
Bizarro
Bizarro.
#1.
That's cool.
Nice.
And a first timer to the show, but not to the chat. Clintastic4, how you doing, man?
Doing fantastic.
I was really excited for you to come on, especially such a resident expert of Death Becomes Her, as the internet knows you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, we've always talked about your work. I think
Mhm.
again, I always said Josh was like a really good post edit guy, but Clintastic4, king of the post edit right here.
The
Like
best.
amazing work. Amazing.
Yes.
Appreciated.
I don't know how, is that something you've always been?
So when it comes to photography and all of that, I kind of started backwards with learning all the editing and manipulation, and then I
Mhm.
learned how to do the photography afterwards. So
Oh, okay. So what did you like edit before the
um,
photos?
just logos, basic photo manipulation, just
Lots of
random stuff.
boudoir shots.
Lots of what?
That was later. That was
Lots of
later.
boudoir shots. Removing all those pimples.
Now, do you? I guess for a worthy addiction, people can tell when you've done the work, and then when you haven't.
Whoa.
When you
It's
don't do the
true.
work.
It's true. Settle down, Danny. It's true.
I'm offended.
But Danny, when you do the work, it's funny.
It's crappy as hell.
You've gotten
You know.
better. Like
Yeah.
No. Thanks for
No,
making
you
me
have.
feel better. It's crappy.
But no,
4-year-old is better.
that's what the charm is. Like that.
yeah.
That's the charm
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the actual joke about it, right? That you know the difference between when Clint does it and then when I do it. So when you see a choppy ass photo, you're like, Danny did that. But just know I
Yeah,
did it
when
with
you
love.
can
I did
when
it.
you can still see parts of me and Danny's background. Usually it's in my van. I'm in my work van, and Danny asked me to send him a picture, and I'm trying to crop around my van.
He's
Mhm.
such a
Those are Danny's. The really good ones are Clint's.
yep. He's so
So-
committed.
That was my question. Do you ask for like photos, like every time you cut one of
No.
those?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, or you just recycle the
No,
photo?
no.
We try to be self-sufficient and do as much as we can on our own, but we can't compete with what Clint provides to us. So when we're
Yeah.
struggling mightily, we ask Clint.
Yeah.
We ask Clint for the hookup.
Or he feels bad and says, "I'll just do it." Let me just do it.
It's not that. It would just be more complicated for me to explain how to do it as opposed to me just doing it in 5 minutes.
That's right.
Fair point.
Yeah.
And we suck.
So now when I have to ask Clint for help, I say, "Hey, do you have an hour and 45 minutes to explain to me how to do this? Or can I just send you some stuff and you can hook me up?"
Yeah.
Well, hey, I guess that was a long-winded thing to say that we're big fans of your work, and you're very talented, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
We are.
Or, no, you're not necessarily talented. You worked hard to get to where you are.
Yeah, since junior high, doing all this kind of stuff. So
Oh, really?
hopefully I know something.
It's all Photoshop, right?
Pretty much.
Okay. I had this huge, like during the summer, I was like, I'm so kind of like trying to get over my photography like lull right now.
Hmm.
It's been, I say that after like 2 years of that. Um, but I just got a new dio from 78 Points, the Mirage dio. So I'm really excited to use that. Can't wait to use that. But at one point I was like, you know what? I'm going to get really into Photoshop. And so I had Not a Bird, Not a Plane send me like some tutorial videos that he used. And so he sent me a few of them. I watched some. For me though, like I can't watch someone do it. Like even
Hmm.
a tutorial video doesn't do it for me. I still have to just do it.
Have to be hands on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it has to be hands-on, but I also need someone like over my shoulder to tell me, no, you gotta do it that way. You gotta do it that way. So it's a little bit harder when
That's
I'm
where
doing it by
Clint
Yeah.
comes
myself.
in for me.
Well, funny
That's not.
enough, that was my job in college, was a Photoshop tutor.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Like people paid you to be a Photoshop tutor?
Pretty much, I was a computer lab assistant
Hmm,
Okay.
focused on Photoshop, so I'd be there to save their butts.
Oh,
hmm.
wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm one of those like people that you have to like, someone has to be over me, telling me how to do it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that happened. That was like during my honeymoon. I'm, I'm on something today. Like I'm on.
I don't know if I'm more
I
interested in hearing who it was over your shoulder.
I'm kidding. It was funny though because my dad used to say that. My dad used to like when we were growing up. My dad would say, "Hey, if on your honeymoon, if you ever need me, I'll be there." What does that
That's
mean?
pretty funny.
What does that mean, Dad? But no, honestly, listen, I'm feeling great. I was sick for a while, so now today I'm on 100 today, so feeling a lot better.
That's good, man. I were you sick last week?
Oh, dude, I was sick during I remember during the show, last
He was off
episode.
his game on Thursday. Like,
Uh, I
he
was
was
trying to
way
bring
off.
the energy,
That's why
but
the episode only went an hour and 30 minutes.
yeah, we usually go all the way up to like 11:30 at least, and stay on even longer. But I think Unworthy told me, he's like, I could hear it in your voice. You just sounded like you were getting worse and worse every time. It was bad. It was so
I had
bad.
a whole bunch of stuff I was gonna say. We were debating Batman scenes. I was about ready to get insulting and like have a big debate with him, but I could hear it in him. And I was like, I want to hurry this up and get off so this guy can
Oh
go to
god.
bed.
I was in bed. I was in bed for I think the entire weekend. I had a convention to go to in Hartford, Connecticut for a horror convention, which I
Mhm.
paid for. Missed it all. I didn't
Oh,
go.
really?
Yep, missed my grail. I was supposed to meet Nick Castle for the first time. Missed out. I missed out on it. It was bad. I mean, it sucks because you want to go, but then at the same time, it's like it's not fair to anybody. There's elderly people that go and stuff. You don't want to get anybody sick. I didn't have COVID. I just didn't, and I wasn't trying to drive that long to get there, and it was just bad. I was just like, I'm just gonna wait now.
When I showed up to give him his chicken noodle soup, he was in the throes. He was in the throes of it. I was like, oh man. I was rubbing his head. I was like, buddy, I feel so bad for you right now.
he held me like this as I was on fetal
Yeah.
position. He was
We
like, "It's
cried
okay."
together a little bit.
Oh
And
man,
that's when you just turned on Death Becomes Her.
yeah.
Nice, nice, sick movie. What were you? So you were out. You must have had the flu or something.
It wasn't the flu. It was I usually don't get sick, so I'm one of those people that when I do get sick, it hits me really hard. Like it just messes me all up. So usually I'm able to fight it off and like still eat normally. But this time, I don't think it was a flu or anything. I think it was just a bad cold. Had a severe headache. Had other stuff. My body was changing. It felt different. It was bad. Yeah, Chris. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're
No,
okay.
I'm
I feel
good.
like,
No, it wasn't COVID. So thank
yeah,
goodness it wasn't COVID. But like I said, I didn't think it was fair to go. Like I do take other people into consideration. When especially events like that, and even so, like I remember one year, I went to an event, and when I got home, like I started feeling terrible, and then the next day I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go get a COVID," and I got COVID. So I was like,
Okay.
"No, I don't want to." So I kind of just stayed home. It sucked though because I kept seeing a lot of the people like posting on TikTok or the videos and stuff, and I was like, "Man, I really wanted to be there." But like I said, everything happens for a reason. I have New York Comic Con coming up in October, so I'm excited about that. And then I have Legion's Con in November, and then hopefully, these horror conventions always come back. I just hope at some point I could meet Nick Castle because that was like my grail person to meet. And it's
Yeah.
like I had the opportunity, it was there, and it's just like. But then I'm reading some of the things on Facebook, and they have rented out the XL Center in Hartford, and usually it works. It was the first time they were there, so from reading the Facebook page, a lot of people were complaining because there was advance tickets. That's what I purchased, but even those people had to wait like almost 2 hours to get in. So I'm like, I'm happy in a way. I'm like, I'm happy I didn't go because I would have been not only frustrated because I'm sick, but frustrated that I'm not in the building. And I haven't. It was like the way it was organized. I guess people were complaining about like it's just being all over the place of so many people. It was the first time there, so I could see why had that happened, but kind of dodged a bullet there too. So I'm not that upset.
Well, I'm definitely feeling your energy. So,
I'm here. I'm
well,
here.
well, unfortunately, no chewing and Cox Creek. They must have got your bug, because they're out. They're out of commission too.
I told No Chewing today. I was like, I do the same thing as I did for Danny. I'll bring you the chicken noodle soup. Watch a movie and relax.
He's such a sweetheart.
I am considerate.
He's so good.
I've
He's
been
so good.
called a lot of things, but considerate is the most true.
Consider it.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
I'm
he's
feeling
so
it.
good. Yeah. Oh man.
Well, I know before we get into Clintastic's expertise here, I want to make sure that we talk about some toys. Now, do any of you guys have any pickups or anything that you may have gotten through
I
the
do.
mail? Yeah, let's see it. Whoa, what is
What do you
this?
have?
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I treated
How many
myself this weekend.
How many pieces is that?
A
Oh,
million and a half.
Here, I'm gonna
Too
go
many.
to
Too
single
many
cam
for
for you, Clintastic.
Too many
Oh.
for me.
oh.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No.
Just under 5. Holy smokes.
Yeah, just wanted to treat myself this weekend. Hadn't bought a big Lego set in about a year or so. So
That's awesome. That so you're big into Legos? That I didn't know.
a little bit, yeah. A little bit of self-control. Like I'll buy one big set a year, but
So what was your last big set?
the Hogwarts castle.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Now I did see that castle, the Disney one. It's always been tempting because I feel like they have that one on display at the Lego store all the time.
Yep.
And it's just amazing. How long is that going to take you?
About a week or so.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I like it because Clint can pace himself with his Legos. He's like, I could make this last a month if I wanted. Not me. I get a Lego set and I have to build it all in 1 8-hour stretch so my kids don't get into it and lose
Yep.
pieces.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
also
afraid
only building like 400 piece sets. So.
I'm always afraid to like lose a piece. I'm like, I must finish this, like, or else I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I think the last big one I built was the Voltron one. That was a fun one.
How many pieces is that?
Ugh, gosh, I don't even know. You had to build each lion separately, so it was a lot.
It's hard for me to build the little ones, the little baggies from Walmart. It's hard for me to build those sometimes. I'm like, I like mess those up, so I have no patience at all.
Those are one people too. It's like
a
person.
Not even like my kids will build it in like a few minutes, and I'm like still struggling trying to I'm like, what is this? It's like, well, I put this wrong, so I have to put everything apart, take everything apart, and put it back. So I'm terrible.
Well, hey, you should do. I can't wait to see that castle finish. I don't know where you're gonna put it. Do you have a place for it?
Well, I have to take down the old castle.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, this isn't his first castle.
oh, he has. Oh my. Oh,
wait. Is that the same one?
Original. It's the original one.
Oh, okay.
oh,
How
nice.
is this one different?
I don't know. I just thought it looked cool.
All
Looks
right,
like it's
that's
more
cool.
gold, the new one.
It's more
Yeah.
gold, less white. I think it's supposed to be slightly bigger, but with different minifigs.
Got it. Well, we got so many people in the chat. We got Maz's Toy Box, Machu Toy, No Chewing. What's up, buddy? Love and
So,
Clintastic, Steve Morrow, 88 Figs, Unboxing Art. Thank you all for joining us in the chat. The chat is the best thing.
Hmm.
Anyone who goes live on YouTube or anything, that's what kind of drives the show itself. So please, we'd love to hear all of your comments, all of your anything you're thinking at the time. We're just really talking about pickups right now, and then we're gonna get into the movie.
Hmm.
Unworthy, Danny, did you guys get anything?
I picked up.
Um.
I didn't pick
Mhm.
up anything, but I had a couple things delivered. One that got delivered was the Justice Buster,
Oh,
and this
cool.
thing is very cool. He's got really stiff shoulder and leg joints, but he's got all this crazy leg articulation where like he can have his leg extended, or it can collapse down so that his leg is much shorter for use in the dio, which has
Wow.
come in handy for a couple shots already. And very photogenic. I actually took my first picture that I didn't have to do any kind of post editing on. I did actually, I take that back. I didn't need to, but I did a little dehazing on the one shot I did of this guy like
Mm,
punching right through the screen.
Oh, that's pretty
nice.
cool.
I really like it, and it's for as big as it is, it's super light. It's lighter than any of the other McFarlane figures alone, given how the size of them, and like compared to a regular McFarlane figure, like
Yeah,
Bizarro
that
here,
thing's huge. Yeah.
Hmm.
he's big, but like this guy is much lighter. Like
Mm.
a lot of him is hollow. Um,
Now go like this. Is it heavy again? Go like do it again.
yeah, he's very light, very light.
That's
Hmm.
cool.
I think his whole chest piece is hollow, and his head is like non-existent. Like it's all just a little
It
plastic
actually looks
shroud.
better than the DC Collectibles one. Remember the DC Collectibles one came out?
Yeah.
It actually looks way better. I mean, obviously it's better articulated, but it looks better too.
I've used him in a couple shots already. I've only posted. I posted the one solo shot of him, and then I had
Hmm.
him in the background of the cave of the Robin shot that I posted.
Yeah.
Um, it's going to be a permanent fixture in my Batcave dial now that I've got an awesome Batcave dial from JJE, the
Hmm.
Jedi Jack dials.
Wow, that's a really incredible shot that you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, like I said, with that the one that I posted of just him, it was the only editing that I did. I did a little dehazing because on his follow through leg, like the smoke that I was using, like kind of blurred his leg too much. So I did a little dehazing so that you could still see the follow through leg and through the smoke. And that was it. I didn't do anything else to that shot. It was like the first shot. I sent it to the Rowdy Boys chat. I was like, "Can you believe this? I've been doing this for so long, and this is the first time I've ever done a shot I haven't had to edit at all."
That's
Look.
for those of you who see this shot. Check this shot out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's really nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a very very photogenic figure.
Is this a gold? What is this? Like how
It's a
much
mega figure.
mega figure?
I don't think it was a gold label or anything.
Mm.
It was in the same wave that came out with
That's really nice.
I think the Two Face Batman came out with it. I think think it was same as Robin too. Robin came out in that same way. Tim Drake.
Oh, Art, you're so great. Sorry,
Thanks, Art. Check out Unboxing Art on Wednesdays, 7:30. He's awesome.
Yeah.
State of the art.
I just won a giveaway on Art.
Oh, you won one of his giveaways? What'd you
I
get?
did. Yes. I got the DC Multiverse Wonder Woman figure, like the Mattel one.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Nice.
I was
he was-
very excited.
Yeah,
he tried to talk me out of it and give me something, and he said, "I tried to give you something better." And I was like, "What do you mean? I love Wonder Woman. I want this."
Are you sure? Oh Lord.
And I got
Vico
this guy in the mail too, and I call him Little Daddy Short Legs.
Daddy short legs.
He's got
Oh,
such small
Homelander.
legs.
Yeah.
But then I looked up like some reference pictures, and I don't think that I think NECA hit it right on the nail. They made it very accurate. It's just the actor has very short legs.
Oh yeah, I think he has to wear heels in certain shots.
He looks
Does he?
kind of.
Yeah.
When I opened him, I said to my wife, I was like, "You remember when we watched The Boys, right? You remember Homelander, Weirdo, Mother's Milk? I know you know who I'm talking about." She's like, "Yeah." I go, "Was he a dwarf?" She said, "No, he wasn't." And I go, "Well, why do you suppose they made his legs like the size of a dwarf?" But then you look at the reference pictures, and he does. He's got very tiny little legs.
Mm.
But
That's
I was hoping to get this guy in time for the Steel Breakers. I was going to have No Justice Club. So I was going to have him beating up Superman, but it came like 2 days after. Save him.
Those are good ones. I like those. How about you, Danny?
I didn't get anything. I mean,
You were in bed.
my brother Don, by the way, he went to go see The Nun too, and then he reached out to me and he was like, "Hey, I got you something. I know you're not feeling well, so I bought you something." So he got me a bucket for the new Saw movie. Check this out.
Oh,
You pop it open, you put your popcorn in there.
wow.
Wait, there's more. Then you just click the eyes.
Oh my
No
goodness.
way.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Is that from the movie theater?
Yeah, there's a new. Yeah, these are from the Cinemark. They're selling these on the
That's
Cinemark. They're going for
crazy.
$70 online.
Oh
right
my
now.
god.
Yeah, because when they go, they go. But it was nice of him to kind of think of me. He was like, "Hey, you creepy, I have something for you." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, he brought me so I got you a bucket. So I'm thinking it's like the Little Mermaid bucket or something. I was like, whatever, I'll take it. Because I like buying those cups, like the collector cups and stuff. So he was able to grab me that. So I was happy about it. But other than that, I've been opening figures. Like I opened the Phantom of the Opera yesterday, and that's a fantastic figure. I love that figure. And then I haven't opened the Creature from the Black Lagoon yet. But honestly, I've been trying to take photos of like masks, like props and masks and stuff like that. Like I got this one I had purchased a while ago. This
Is
is
that the
a
cloud?
Rob Zombie mask.
Oh wow.
I took a photo of this one. I tagged Trick or Treat Studios because they used the actual movie mode for them. So I took a photo of it and edited it a little bit. But I'm trying to get it rehauled. So if anybody knows anybody that does that, please hit me up because I want to get this mask rehauled. Other than that, honestly, I haven't done anything. You see, I'm growing my beard out a little thicker. So
Me too.
You look great. It looks great. All three strands. Look, let me get a little closer.
No, I actually shaved yesterday. Come on, guys. Give me a little more credit. Hey, when you're doing those props, are you setting your camera back farther than you usually do with your NECA?
Yeah. I wish honestly I really want to upgrade to a better lens, but I am setting my camera back a lot further back. One of the things that I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to incorporate like I see a lot of great photos with like people using their pets and like actual, people. So I'm trying to incorporate my, maybe my kids into like my horror shots. Like maybe do like do little things like utilize. Like I had this idea where I have the coveralls and I have a rehauled Michael Myers mask, and my son is pretty tall. So I'm like, hey, I told him, hey, listen, try these coveralls on. So he put them on. I was like, hey, listen, I'm planning on taking photos. I want to take a photo of you around the house like Michael Myers. I want to do it. So he's like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. So it's like I'm trying to like do a mixture of like toys and props and stuff like the whole like decapitated head. Like a lot of people thought
Yeah,
it was like an accessory set, and I'm
that's
like,
what I
no, that's
thought.
an actual prop like that I threw on the floor. So try to do little things like that. But yeah, I do set my camera back and try to edit it as best as I can. I don't have the skills Clint has. I wish I had those because if I get those skills, then it'll be a whole
Game.
nother level.
You know how
Yeah.
to get those skills, right?
How do we get those skills, Clint?
Practice.
Ah,
Yeah.
That's right.
I thought you were gonna say Blue Chew. Cool. By the way, if you use a promo code T17, you could
All
get
caps.
all caps. You could get 25% off your next purchase on Blue Chew. So check them
They're
out.
already basically giving this stuff away, so you don't even realize how many months of Blue Chew you get with using that promo.
They give them.
You're
If
just
you're a
saying.
married man like myself, you'll never need to use that promo code again.
Or if you're not a married man, you're just chewing them to see if it works, and you're like, "Wow, it works!" And then you're like walking around the house by yourself the whole day trying to figure it out, like a bike with a kickstand all day. Hey, All right,
Well,
back to
well,
toys,
hey,
guys. Back to toys.
no, Danny, like, give yourself more credit. That prop mess that you did with the hook, that whatever that one
Yeah,
was,
that
that
was
was a
fun.
fantastic photo, and yeah, that was a great photo that you did. I think what I really like right now is that you're trying something different, and that's how you kind
Mhm.
of like get out of this static creative block,
Yeah, I
and
know.
you're really improving your skills, man. It looks great.
Thank you, thank you. All credit to always all credit to Zombie Clown. He inspires me with his shots always. So anytime he
Yeah,
puts a shot out, he like inspires me to do things, or even like just not him, but like I've been looking at a lot of cosplayers too. Like I've been looking at a lot of their photos and just trying to like get ideas from them and stuff like that. Like I said, it's all fun for me, so I try to just have fun and take a nice shot. And when it comes out, if you like it, if you don't, whatever. It's whatever.
When I first saw that picture you did with the mask, I thought
Yeah.
the first thing that came to my mind was that you were getting like some customs done from somebody because I thought it was like a Paul Heyman head
It looks
sculpt
like Paul Heyman. It looks like
with
Paul
the
Heyman.
hmm
with
Yeah.
the hook shoved through the eye. I was like,
It
man, I
does
gotta
look
know
like
who
Paul
did
Heyman.
that. And then I watched the next episode, and you were holding it up. I was like, oh my god, it's a whole prop.
yeah.
Yeah. They had a severed pig head, which I wanted to, but then I was like, I don't want to get the wrong attention from anybody. I don't want the wrong attention. So, but I mean, like I said, Spirit of Halloween, they have a bunch of stuff, and I usually go in there and I buy like all the, not just like mugs and like I like buy props and stuff because you can utilize all that stuff with photos, with backdrops, with your setups and all this good stuff. But yeah, other than that, I haven't bought anything. I'm just saving my money, paying bills, being an adult.
Well,
I
the Halloween
happen to
season
know
is
that
there.
Toy Father got something pretty awesome.
I did, yeah.
Mm.
I wish I could bring it up. It's in a box right now, but because of Unworthy, I was whenever that McFarlane 6 Batman movie pack came out,
Hmm.
I was a little disappointed because when that link came out, it was like sold out in like
Yeah,
2 seconds.
Mm.
And I don't know how I found out that I was just talking about it, and Unworthy, he DM me and said, "Hey, I got 2 of these. Do you want to grab one?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." And wow, it finally came in the mail, and he shipped it right to me. Thank you so much, Unworthy. Really appreciate it because I opened that sucker up, and it's a gorgeous box. Like I'm afraid I don't want to like take anything out. It's just a gorgeous box, and it's huge. It's like this
yeah,
big.
it's big.
Comes with the bat signal. Comes with I was really after watching Batman Forever. I was really excited for the only one I was really excited for was the Val Kilmer one, and I could not believe I was like really excited for that one. But yeah, I can't wait to dig into that one. I thought I was going to do it this weekend, but didn't have any time. But yeah, that's a beautiful set. Can't wait to really just use that bat signal too. Thanks, man. I really
Yeah,
appreciate that one.
yeah, absolutely. I did. I got on. I had an alarm set for
Oh, did
because
you?
I was at work and I knew I was going to be at work when the pre-orders hit. So I was like, I have to set an alarm. And when that alarm goes off, it was like 15 minutes before the release. I was like, I need to be logged into 2 websites and get a pre-order through both websites. That way, I can guarantee that I'm at least going to get one. And
And you got
I
whoa.
said, yeah, did it thinking I was only going to get lucky and get one. So I was within a minute of the release, I was already
Mhm.
checked out with the one Big Bad.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm already logged into the other one. I ought to just go ahead, see if it's available. Boom. Did the other the other checkout through Entertainment Earth, and I was like, now what am I going to do? Now I got 2 of them. I got 2 of them pre-ordered. Like, this is cool. I want one for sure, but I don't know what I'll do with the second one. So I was holding on to it for a while. And then you were on, I think you were on either TPC or I think maybe you were on Yimbo's stream on Sunday, and you had said that how you missed it. I know what to do with that other one now.
Oh man, I was so grateful. Now that it's in hand, I was like, man, this is a great set. Um, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the Batfleck one, but all the other ones are great.
Right in the garbage is what I'm going to
Yeah,
do with that bad luck.
seriously.
Right in the garbage.
It got
Have you
really
gotten your
sour.
have
Got
you
really
got yours
sour
yet?
in here.
Mine's supposed to be here tomorrow. It was supposed to
Okay,
be
good.
here by 8 o'clock tonight, and then at like 6 p.m. tonight, I got a
Mhm.
update saying that it was in Syracuse, which is about an hour from me. So it's like, okay, so it'll be here.
Oh, okay, good, good,
Mhm.
good. I was afraid that it wasn't like shipping, so
I was too when because I went through Big Bad is the one Big Bad was the only one that I could just change the
Mhm.
shipping
mhm.
Yeah.
right through the website, and I was like, I just want to change it so that we don't have to deal with this two hands thing where it's going to get sent to me and then I got to send it to you. I was like, I just want to send it straight to you from the store, and Big Bad was the only one that would do that. So then I was like, oh man, I don't know. I've been hearing a lot of bad things about Entertainment Earth lately.
Yeah.
Like they're not doing well. So when I got the confirmation that yours was shipped, I was on Entertainment Earth every other day on the live chat with one of their support people. I was like, I just want to know what's going on. Am I actually going to get this thing? Because man, if I don't get this thing now, I'm going to be very upset.
Yeah. I was surprised by how big this box is.
Mm.
When you get
Massive.
it, it's massive. It's huge. When it came in, I forgot that it had shipped, and I was like, "What is this?" And I was trying to get there before my wife, so I was like, "Oh, good to get." I couldn't hide it. Like it was like, "What's that big box?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's a big box. Sorry, it's
It's a
toys."
puppy.
Yeah, and it says like Big Bad Toys, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's a toy."
This kind of
But
reminds me of that story, the story when after ToyCon when you drop no chewing off home.
oh my gosh,
He
yeah.
dropped he
When I
drops them off home, and then his wife is outside in the garage or something, and he has all these
we
snacks,
dropped everything outside of the garage, and then
and then he like
I'm about to
pulls it
pull
out.
away, and then I see the garage door open, and
So
then
mad.
his
It's like a
his
horror
wife
movie.
his wife and his kids, his wife and his kids, and I just see his wife go, and I'm like, bye.
They're probably driving off.
I'll
Oh
talk to you
man,
tomorrow, maybe.
that's funny.
Well, something else that I got this guy.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
nice.
This
Noise.
this Superman is awesome. I mean, I
Yeah,
it's
think
good.
it's pretty much the same one with a better head sculpt
yeah.
from the Doomsday one.
Hmm.
And then I'm a big fan of these Fury toys.
Those are
There's
cool.
there's an alligator one, and then I got the werewolf one. Now this is the tiger, like
Mm,
tiger, kind of like I
Tiger
guess
Man.
it's some sort
They're
of
like the
monk.
Kung Fu Pandas, right? Like they're like the
Sort
characters
of.
from Kung Fu. Oh, they should make a panda.
They should make a panda. They should make a
They should
panda.
make a panda.
So I can't
Ryo
wait to get another
Ryo
one.
Uchich, I think is Ryo Uchiha or Uchicha. I'm not sure how
Ooh,
to pronounce
hey,
it.
hey.
He posted a shot of that
The tiger.
tiger figure today. It was
Oh,
amazing.
nice.
The sculpts are just so nice, and it
Hmm.
comes with so many accessories. So it's definitely worth. I like. They're a better brand than what Mayfax or even any of those brands are like kind of offering right now. But they're just made up characters, which are still the designs are just so good. I
Now,
don't even know what their next one is going to come.
the werewolf, can you like remove like the
Yes.
clothing and just keep
Yep.
him a werewolf?
Yep.
I kind of want that one now.
Yeah.
I need
It
a
can be.
good werewolf. Like the Universal Monster one sucks so much. Like
I.
I hate that
Yeah.
Is
one.
that William? William, is that the
Yeah. Yeah. Lieutenant
I,
William.
I, re-
Get that one, Danny, because it can be 3 different figures.
I like how they
yeah.
named him William after like the guy from Underworld. Ain't that funny? How they
Is
named
that
him
is that
William?
true?
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
Underworld Evolution? The brother, the werewolf, was his name was William. Like I love how they kept that. Like they used that. I don't know if they did that purposely or it's just like whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I mean, William is a pretty common name, though.
Yeah.
No, it is, but you can't like. All right, this is for all anybody that's ever watched. Yeah, whatever. Thanks for ruining it. Thanks.
Well, no,
You're
I'm with
welcome.
you. It's a
That'll wait.
coincidence there are 2 werewolves out there named William. I mean, right?
Really?
That's like
From Underworld Evolution and this figure,
Uh,
right?
No, I was talking. It's the same. Like, all right, whatever. We'll leave it alone, guys. We'll leave it alone.
Yeah,
I had something going
I'm
there.
justifying that for you, Danny.
Listen, going back to Superman because I can't forget this. Going back to Superman. Today is the OG, the best Superman's birthday. Rest in peace, Christopher Reeve. Today's his birthday today. So
Is it really?
yes, today's Christopher Reeve's birthday. So I gotta put a Superman movie on before I go to bed. So
Oh,
yeah.
It's
yeah.
funny how you can remember dates like that because last week on Thursday last week was the No Justice collab, and I was like, oh, it's on the 21st. That's H.P. Lovecraft's birthday.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with Superman, but I just remembered the date.
Well, this month is actually it's like it kind of works with me because it's month of September. It's Nick Castle's birthday, which is the Michael Myers, the original Michael Myers, and then it's Superman's birthday, Christopher Reeve. So it kind of like I'm big on horror and big on Superman, so it works out for me. So I know a lot of birthdays. Me and Jim Carrey share a birthday.
Who?
Me and Jim Carrey, we share a
Oh,
birthday.
Jim
January
Carrey.
2nd. Yeah,
Oh,
we share a
really?
birthday. Yeah,
How did that not come up last week?
I don't know. It was
You're such a
random.
big fan of him.
I don't know. I didn't bring it up. I brought it up now.
If you had been a little bit more patient, you would have shared a birthday with me. You had been just a little more
Yeah,
patient.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
your
Oh
birthday
yeah,
is
because you're
literally a day before.
Oh,
yeah,
wow, that's
day
crazy.
before. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but it's like I'm gonna name you Danny, and it's like no, let's name him Unworthy instead. Let's name him Unworthy instead. Uh, but yeah, that's a nice wolf though. Going back to that wolf, that's a really I've seen reviews of it, and I've seen
It's
some
great.
people actually like paint it, like repaint it to
Oh,
make
wow.
it like what color is this? Like grayish or brownish,
No,
right?
it's brown. I mean, all different colors, but brown is
Okay.
the
Yeah,
main
because
one.
I've seen some folks actually like paint it and give it that like grayish black wash on it and
Oh,
make it look
nice.
more like real menacing. Like just more like a one of those like horror,
What is
Van
the
Helsing type movies, wolves.
what was the like back in the day? There was Silver Bullet, but then there was like a really
So what is it? Wolf so what is it? Goodness.
it was like really messed up werewolf movie.
Was it Wolf with Jack Nicholson?
No, not Wolf.
The Howling?
The Howling, that's
The
it.
Howling
The
was really good.
Howling.
The Howling was really good.
Yeah, The Howling. Yeah, those were strange. But
Yeah,
I did dig them. Yeah.
I agree. They are strange. I think right now the best wolf figure besides that one is the Kessler wolf. That wolf is phenomenal. The
Oh,
one from it's phenomenal.
That one's
Like
brilliant.
yeah, it'd be nice to like have a nice little underworld setup and buy a few of those,
What'd you
and
think
then
of
have.
that wolf that I sent you? That
I
werewolf?
like it. I like
Yeah,
it. I do. I
definitely
like it. I just wish he was a lot. Like I said, that's why I was complimenting the one from what's that company? Um,
Fury.
Fury Toys. I was complimenting because that one's tall. Like I want. It's really nice. It's just too short. Like I would love like a
Yeah.
tall werewolf. You know what I'm saying? So to do like
I
some outdoor shots or something.
Yeah, Danny, you should really get Lieutenant William.
That's his
It's
name.
right up your alley. Yeah,
It's
that's
not
his name.
William. It's just Lieutenant William.
Well, you know, in Underworld Evolution, they actually named him after that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay,
So
well, I had this whole grand idea of going over some reveals, but you know what? This took some time, so I want to kind of want to jump into the movie itself. But before we do, let's talk a little bit about Death Becomes Her. Now, when I started watching this movie, I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, first of all, everyone knows Goldie Hawn's in this movie, right?
Yes.
mhm.
But then I was like, "Holy crap, Meryl Streep!"
Hmm.
And then Bruce Willis. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what an
Mhm.
all-star cast!"
Star-studded cast.
And the funny thing is, this was only Meryl Streep's like second big comedy.
No
Mm.
way.
Yeah, so this was a part completely against type for her. So, so her and Bruce Willis were against type for this, which kind of makes this movie even more special. I mean,
Hmm.
Goldie
Mm.
Hawn, we know she could do this type of role, but the other
Sure.
two, pleasant surprises.
Um, had Bruce Willis done anything before this?
Uh,
I'm looking this up.
what? There was that sitcom he did with Sybil Shepherd.
Oh yeah.
So, Moonlighting, yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, he was pretty much in Die Hard era when this all came out.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
And what was the movie that made Meryl Streep Meryl Streep? Not Devil
uh,
Wears Prada, but
what do you mean, like her first like
like
notable
Devil,
movie?
yeah,
Devil Wears
Well,
Prada.
it's not
well,
that.
her
I'm
first
kidding.
her first big movie was The Deer Hunter,
Oh,
Mm.
Deer
which
Hunter.
and I think she won Best Supporting Actress for that. But then she followed that up with Kramer versus Kramer, which she won Best Act. Wait, no, she didn't. And then Sophie's Choice. So most of
Oh,
her
okay.
most of her 80s movies were all Oscar bait dramas.
Okay.
She didn't win awards for Kramer versus Kramer.
I don't think she won
Yep.
Best Actress. I think she won Best Supporting Actress.
Mm.
I
Was she
mean,
in She Devils?
Yes, that was her first one with
Yeah, She
Roseanne.
Devils. Yeah. I had to
I
remind
liked
myself
how
to do
this
that.
was kind of like her first, not her first big movie, but like one of her first big movies. And like the first thing they did was age her up and make her super old looking. And like in the beginning of the movie, everybody's kind of like, "Oh, hello," and then a couple scenes later, it's like, oh boy, you didn't age well."
Well, the funny thing is like that's not different than how she actually looked at that age
huh?
True.
in the future. Like, is like, oh, they did actually good job with that makeup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at Meryl Streep now. She's 74 years old and she looks great.
yeah. She does. I'm looking at the same thing.
Like
So
I
she did
would.
win. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You stopped me. Thank you. Go ahead.
That's a good
I
thing.
was gonna,
That's a good
I was
thing.
gonna say she won. She did win the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in Kramer
hmm
versus Kramer, and then she won Best Actress for Sophie's Choice.
hmm
Yep.
hmm
Okay. Um. Well, hey, when I remember Death Becomes Her coming out, and I watched this in the theater, and I told you guys that I hadn't watched it since, and I hadn't.
hmm
So when this came out, this was what year was this?
92.
92. So I was in seventh grade, sixth or seventh grade. Now,
Mm.
this was the same year as Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I loved, and Bebe's Kids. You remember Bebe's Kids?
Did you
Yeah,
really watch
Bebe's
that?
Kids. Oh, hell yeah. I always
So-
call my son the Bebe's Kid when he's running around here with a full diaper. I was like, get out of here. You want Bebe's Kids.
So it went up against those two movies in that same weekend, but domestically it earned about $58 million and $90 million internationally. Supposedly it was the biggest opening ever overseas at that time, obviously.
So overseas, it had the biggest opening overseas.
Apparently, this is like half-ass internet research right here by reading just the Wikipedia.
I didn't have much overseas, I think.
Yeah,
They didn't have much going on.
not at the time. If it was going against
No.
Baby's Kids, and
Oh yeah.
but again, all-star cast. This was definitely so. Robert Zemeckis, who did amazing films such as Back to the Future, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and so this was like a definite, highly anticipated movie, especially with this cast. So.
It's kind of ironic to hear that they were such, other than Goldie Hawn, they were all kind of no-namers now. Like,
well, not no-namers, just not known for comedy. That's the thing. Like the funny thing with this movie, which makes sense in context, is that this was originally supposed to be a reboot of Tales of the Crypt.
What?
Really?
Yeah, and which makes sense because Robert Zemeckis was a producer on the updated series that came out shortly after and directed several of the episodes.
Nice.
So in the grand scheme of the whole movie, that actually makes sense.
It fits well with a story like that.
Yeah.
So did you just say Robert Zemeckis directed some of the Tales from the Crypt?
Yep.
After this,
and he was I think he was the executive producer on it as well.
Wow. So okay, so this was supposed to be an episode, or this just turned into?
It was always supposed to be a movie, but it was intended to be kind of a Tales of the Crypt movie before all the series started. Was the original intention.
It explains me finding out about this movie because when I first found out about this movie, I found out it was like HBO. Like they were promoting it on HBO a lot, and I remember Tales from the Crypt was on HBO. So that kind of makes sense. That makes a lot of sense now because when I first saw the trailer to the movie, or just clips of it, they were showing it. They were promoting it on HBO a while back.
Well, in the original trailer, they used the theme music from Tales of the Crypt.
They did. They did.
So,
yep, they did.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow, Clintastic 4, you are a resident expert of this.
He knows this
movie.
He knows Goldie.
Yikes. He knows Goldie Hawn.
I know useless random movie trivia.
I love it. This is like perfect movie talk. Here we go. So what are your thoughts? Like, let's talk about the movie itself.
Well, like I said, it's pretty much an overlong episode of Tales of the Crypt. And the downside to that, it does, I'm going to say lull. It doesn't slow down in places, but some areas are very well heightened. Other parts is just because I think the big showcase of the movie is the fight scene in the middle. Like that, nothing else in the movie is topping that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the first and I would call that like the second act, that fight scene, because like the first act is kind of
setting up everything.
It's setting it all up. There was still some pretty good zinger moments in those in those opening or the first half or whatever, or first quarter, whatever you want to call it. But And then the end of the movie still had a lot of good moments, but yeah,
Right.
that fight scene where they finally come together, the two undead brides, there, yeah, there. Once he got that going, there was nothing better than
Yeah,
that
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
the
I agree.
Yeah. This was a
Yeah.
really dated movie, I would say.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it aged well. I don't think there was anything too crazy that happened. That watching it from a modern perspective, there was a few things that was kind of jarring. That was like, oh, you wouldn't get away with that
Yeah.
today. Like
Like,
the opening sequence when she's in the crazy house, and the first thing the therapist says to her is like, "You've been here for 6 months and you haven't even lost a pound." I was like, "Oh, you wouldn't get away with
yeah,
that."
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
But I think like the aspects of uh, beauty culture, that's still pretty much relevant
Yeah.
today. So
So
Definitely. I love that opening scene in the psych ward, and everyone that you feel the tension in the group when they look at Goldie Hawn. It's like, what do you want to talk about? And then she says, I want to talk about Madeline Sharp. And then everyone just starts screaming.
yeah.
I howled. Like I thought it just showed just how obsessed this woman was, and I really love that part. I don't know
mhm.
why.
I
Well,
remember
going back.
rewatching it, and that part where it's like, "You've been here 6 months and you haven't even lost a pound." It's like, what about the fact that she's crazy?
Yeah,
Shouldn't that be the first thing? Not how much weight she hasn't lost, but that she's crazy.
obviously not the best therapist, right? Uh, well, I think there was one piece where they were uh, Meryl Streep was getting the potion, and what was her name? The
Liesel,
Liesel, Liesel, very
Isabella
good.
Rossellini. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, she did a quote like, "I want to be like," oh, she hinted that someone, like, after you live long, you have to disappear or do
Hmm.
something, and then like
Yeah.
she said this quote, "I want to be alone." So I had to
Greta
look up, yeah, Greta
Garbo. Yeah.
Garbo. So I had to look that up. I'm like, who is she referring to? I thought that was just kind of a dated piece too. Maybe not in the time that this was done in 1992, but
Right.
Same thing with like at the on the juxtaposition of that and the party, the ball sequence where they're
hmm
like, you have to stay hidden. I'm not going to name any names, and then everybody parts, and there's Elvis Presley standing there. He's
yeah.
like, "Oh, I just wanted a banana and peanut butter sandwich."
That actually hit well for me because I remember back in the day there were a lot of like Elvis sightings, like that was all over the news.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, that was somewhat dated. That when Bruce Willis falls, if he falls into the pool, I think he falls
Mhm.
into the pool. Was that Jim Morrison? Was that supposed to be Jim
I think it
Morrison?
was
I think
supposed to
so.
be.
Because I think
Uh,
They don't. They didn't name it, and I looked through the IMDb at the cast to see if there was a Jim Morrison, but like I didn't see Jim Morrison's name, but I'm pretty
got
sure
it.
that's who they were in.
because other than the ones we mentioned, the only other two sightings picked up on were Andy Warhol and Marilyn Monroe, obviously.
Yeah,
Well, there was a one big sighting that you all missed then. Um, it was the manservant who actually was
Oh,
Nitro
Fabio.
From American
I have that
Gladiators.
in my notes. I have that in my notes.
Mm-mm.
I have that as an unanswered question. The Fabio
That
side.
what?
Whether or not was Fabio just some random bodyguard, or was it Fabio that was a client of hers, but also was working as a
Oh,
bodyguard?
I think this was. I don't think it was Fabio. I
You
yeah. I
think
don't
don't.
think it was Fabio? I choose to
no.
believe it was Fabio, but that was probably too early in Fabio's the height of his career.
This was before it came. I can't believe it's not butter. So.
Oh,
The
was
best thing I can remember about Fabio is at Busch Gardens. Then when they unveiled in Virginia, when they unveiled the Apollo's Chariot roller coaster, the first ride, Fabio was on that ride, like he was there.
Mhm.
he was there for like promotional thing for Busch Gardens, and the very first ride, Fabio took a fucking duck right to the face and smashed.
Oh, I
his
remember
face.
that. I remember that.
I remember that.
And they were. I remember it was this big deal, and like they shut the ride down. Nobody else rode it that day, or nobody else rode it for a while. They were investing in like sound systems that would scare birds away because like it messed Fabio's face up, and like
Oh,
that's what that
man.
guy is famous for, is his face. And now
I
he
wouldn't
just
say his
took a duck.
face.
His nose.
Well,
Oh,
the long luscious hair is only a part of it.
I was thinking like chestal area.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's just got some good chesticles going on too.
Yeah, he's got well-defined pecs, no doubt.
He's
Oh.
working it up. Very buff guy.
Okay.
Danny, what did you think of the movie?
I think it was creepy as hell. We all agree.
Really?
Yeah, when I saw it, when I watched it the first time, it was just again. I agree with Clint. And I'm glad he knows the movie so well. It did give me Tales from the Crypt vibes. I will say Isabella, she was like my like you're watching when I watched the movie, I watched it. I was just watching it, but you're a kid watching this movie, and there are all these beautiful women, and then here comes this woman, and she's like showing her thighs, and you're just sitting there like, to me, I thought it was it was funny. I didn't really think too much of it. Like I watched it. I think I was watching it like with my parents at the time, and like I was like the whole time I'm like, okay, when is Edward Scissorhands coming back on? Because it's HBO, so I'm like, when the hell is Edward Scissorhands coming back on? But overall, it's a good movie. It's fun. It's it wasn't like it's not a movie that I would watch over and over. Like it's I really didn't have much. Again, I like Isabella. That's all I care about really in that movie.
I wrote that in my notes with Isabella when Bruce Willis woke up in her pool room, and she's swimming around, and she gets out, and her pool boys give her a towel, and she dries up, and then she just drops the towel. I wrote right in my notes, and this is why I don't remember how this movie ends, because I probably just kept on rewinding it to this. I have a thing for brunette, muscular women, but I just kept on rewinding it.
This is in that scene we became men in that one scene.
Yeah,
it's like I'm a man now. Like I just wanted to shave after that movie. I wanted to shave. Wanted to wear my dad's tie.
I had to shave right after that. My palms, though. I had to shave my palms.
No.
Okay. One thing I did have in my notes is that we should probably get the outfits from the manservants and just a WWE formal wear.
I am here for it.
Now I did mention this. Like, is this Bruce Willis's best performance?
Steve Morris. Look at
What is it?
Someone had to shave their palms. Right, this guy and that guy up there. No, honestly, to me, the memorable moments for me in this movie were the fight scene. That was a memorable moment, and even the ending scene, right? Like even the ending scene, like
the ending scene,
when they were like trying to keep themselves together, so they kept putting like what was I can't remember, was it like fucking tape or something paint that they had? It was like spray paint, like I was like, what the hell's going on? Like it's one of those.
Oh, Cruella number 9 to be specific.
Yeah, like you have to like like it's one of those movies like and that I was a kid when I watched it, but like as an adult, you have to watch it like if you're watching like Jason X, right? You can't take this movie too serious. You gotta like
no.
Right? You gotta be intoxicated to watch it though.
Well, I mean it's entirely satire. It's entirely satire, and it's really on the nose. So when you're watching it like even the delivery of the performances even showed that as well, which I it was a good not serious vibe.
Yeah, of course.
I loved when Goldie Hawn, after the battle or the fight, she sits on the couch and then the poles is going right there. Man, that was I did laugh out loud that one.
I like the part just before that when Meryl threw the spear at the couch and it
Yes.
went through her and she's like,
She's
yes.
like,
It's like,
yes.
no, dang it. Just
There
subtle
was
stuff like
there was so many little zinger one-liners that it was.
Mhm.
Oh, watching it, I was like, man, I can't believe I don't remember any of these one-liners.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why it's on my upper favorites list because of those barbs between each other. Because, you know, one of my guilty pleasures is the old Dynasty and all those catty fights like that, and just those kind of one-liners.
Yeah.
I will
Always
say,
appeals to me.
I will say that if they ever decide to do a remake of this movie, which
I
I hope
hope
not,
not.
because which
Yeah,
I hope
don't
not,
touch it.
they should cast me as Bruce Willis, cast my ex-wife as Goldie Hawn, and cast
Is
my
this going?
mother. Yeah,
Is
just
this
cast it, and I want that same fight scene with the spear and all that. So just be watching.
is this going straight to Tubi?
No, it's going straight to Telemundo. It's going to be a Telemundo.
Hey, Telemundo has a budget.
It does.
Well, that was
Wait, you
actually
said your ex-wife is Goldie Hawn. Who's the other?
My daughter's mother would be Meryl Streep. I'll be Bruce Willis in the movie, or I'll be
She's the
Fabio.
one.
Maybe I
So what you're saying is she's the one you want to throw down the stairs,
So wait, does
or
no comment.
not catch
does
from
this
No comment.
does this make Unworthy Isabella Rossellini?
Yes,
absolutely.
perfect casting. Man,
I've got a
you should
full.
write.
I'll film the scene right now.
You got to wear the same thing she wore, though. The same thing. You got to
Nothing.
come up
Perfect.
just drop
same
everything
thing. Yeah, the jewels.
It's like, oh God, no.
That was actually a question I had. Who do we recast in the remake? In all
I
seriousness,
already got.
Well,
Well,
I know the last remake talk of it was Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway.
okay.
Well, I could see
I
it.
saw that. I
I don't know
saw
about
that.
Jessica. I would have said Anna Kendrick and Goldie Hawn's part.
Hudson.
Oh no, Kate Hudson would be.
Kate Hudson.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that wouldn't be bad either.
Is that who you were talking about?
No,
Kate
I was
Hudson?
I was thinking Anna Kendrick
Yeah. And
and
who
and shit, what did I say?
you said Goldie Hawn's? I thought that
Yeah,
was
no, Anna Kendrick and Goldie Hawn's part.
Oh, in Goldie Hawn's part. Oh,
I thought you said
Yeah.
daughter. I was like,
yeah, I thought you said daughter too.
No, I would say Anna Kendrick and Goldie Hawn's because she's a very good looking woman, Anna Kendrick, and then I would say somebody who would be good in Madeline's part would probably be the girl from Ghostbusters, like the girl Ghostbusters. She was the nerdy one. I can't think of what her name is.
Oh, she's from Bridesmaid. Oh, what the hell's her name? I know you're talking about.
Amy. No.
Oh no. You said it was the nerdy one, right?
Yeah, the one with the glasses.
Was she the main character?
She was one of the main Ghostbuster girls there.
Was she on SNL?
Yeah,
I think it's a it's not Tina. Is it Tina Fey?
No, not Tina Fey.
It's, she was in the Barbie movie.
And yes, yeah, because she's a good looking woman, but like she pulls off a lot of like not great looking women.
Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, I know. Kate. It's like Kate.
Not Sackhoff. That's,
yeah.
That's
Kate
Mandalorian.
Yeah,
McKinnon. That's the one.
Yep.
Kate McKinnon.
yeah.
Kate McKinnon.
Because like if you see her, she's a gorgeous woman, but like a lot of the roles that she plays, like they kind of like homely her down a little bit, like make her kind of not so good looking.
Totally. I like what Steve Morrow was saying. Ryan Reynolds might be a good character in there.
I have
might be a little bit too much.
I have a different suggestion for that. I would say John Hamm.
John Hamm would be perfect. He's a funny dude.
He is.
He's a really funny guy. Well, that would be perfect. I like that. Now, if we did recasted all the manservants, like would they like what would they be? Would they, because that was
Easy,
like Nitro.
Us
Okay,
easy.
four. Us four.
That's four.
Unworthy, Toy Father, Clintastic, and myself. Perfect. There you go. You don't need nothing else.
Hey,
We already
anything
got
for
the
those,
muscles, got the shoulders. Look
anything
good in
for
the
those,
suit.
No,
those manservant costumes.
I'm gonna be the French guy at the plastic surgeon's office that gives her the card. That's my role.
That's perfect.
It's a good part.
You just need to grow out handlebar mustache right
I
there.
can do that.
All right, perfect.
Uh,
Oh my goodness.
All right, well, let's get into our categories.
Okay.
And so we have some categories here. MVP of the movie. Who is the MVP of the movie for all of you?
Ooh.
I'll start off. If you watch this movie and you don't say Goldie Hawn is the MVP, then you're probably going to say Bruce Willis. And I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I'm personally going to say Goldie Hawn was my MVP.
Hmm.
Just in case if any of you have someone different, I'm gonna have to do the same. That first sequence of like, first of all, Goldie Hawn in the psych ward, like I wrote down in my notes, like fat suits never get old. Like she looked great. It looked great. And just her rewinding that death scene of Meryl Streep, like
Mhm.
10 out of 10 there. Like, what a
Yeah.
performance. Like, I loved her
Mhm.
there. And then when she got cleaned up, it was a totally different person. Man, she really played that role really well.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Meryl Streep.
You can't go
I
wrong with
think
Meryl Streep.
because I think with Goldie Hawn, was kind of expected, like not expected, but not a stretch to see her in that kind of role, especially with Overboard playing the snobby, uptight type of character with a vicious side. But Meryl's, I guess, parts kind of gets the train running on the rest of the movie. But I, you could name any of the three and not be wrong. So
True.
I will
Danny?
say Meryl had the best line when she says, "You're in the shit
Mhm.
house now, pal." She's about to call the cops. That part cracks me up so much.
Danny?
After much consideration, because I'm looking at my notes, and I'm thinking about this movie. My original, uh, my original answer I was gonna say Goldie Hawn as well, but I changed my mind.
Okay.
The real MVP of this is me because I actually had to sit through this shit and watch it.
That was
It was again, it's a fun movie, but it was like it's not a movie that I would sit through again. I'm the MVP guy actually sat and watched it. But I mean, if I'm gonna pick somebody, I'm gonna probably pick Goldie Hawn. She was fun. She was entertaining. I mean, they all were. Honestly, they all really were. I will say that they were all entertaining. But I mean, yeah, I agree. Goldie Hawn. But it's really me.
um by the way, I'm keeping a spreadsheet of all of these things that we say and
Are you
what we
really?
do. I am, and I'm putting yours as your MVP for this movie is Toy Addict for sitting through it.
Yeah, I sat through it. I sat through it.
If you need any more argument for why Goldie Hawn sealed the deal, think of the scene after she gets the buckshot through the chest,
mhm.
and then he fixes her, and she's in that little lace little
Yeah.
nighty thing. Woohoo, man! That was Goldie at her prime right there.
Hmm.
She was definitely in her prime there.
She was Goldie.
Okay, now let's go to LVP.
I had a hard time
Uh,
picking somebody for this.
Yeah.
There were so many. Well, I don't want to say there were so many. Weren't very many people in this movie.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
mhm.
like supporting characters, but I guess if I had to give anybody, I would say the French guy that Clint said he's gonna play, because he didn't really do anything other than give Goldie the card, or Madeline the card, and then he was very briefly in
Mhm.
the, uh, the party there.
Mm.
He's the one that called out Elvis, I guess. Out of all the people who had memorable parts, he was the least valuable out of all of them, I guess.
I was gonna say the therapist.
Mm.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
like she's not a very good therapist.
Yeah. You've been here 6 months and you haven't lost a single pound.
I would go with her. Oh, sorry. I would go with Meryl's little boy toy
Okay.
and
Mm.
the.
Oh
Yeah, he
yeah,
was an
that's a good
asshole.
one. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good.
Were we meant to believe that it was Goldie Hawn's character that was in the room with him?
No.
No.
Because I remember looking at the butt thinking, is that? No, I don't think it is.
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Toy Attic?
After much consideration,
Is it this movie? It's the movie, isn't it?
it's the least valuable player is me again.
I knew you were going to say that.
We mean in the movie, not in life, Danny.
All I can
Well,
say
I
to
mean-
that is haters going to hate.
No, listen. I don't want to knock. I mean, I watch shitty movies too. I have
Yeah,
no
you do.
problem. I watch a lot of shitty movies. But no,
Props.
honestly, I want to say
Batman versus Superman,
Fabio.
one of them.
Fabio is. I fucking hate that guy. I don't like. I'm so happy the duck hit him in the face. I just don't like that guy. I hate that prick.
Why? Whoa.
I just hate his face. Like every time I used to see the commercials, I just wanted another duck to hit him right now. Damn nose. Like,
So what really happened was he found out that it really wasn't butter and was upset and bitter about it.
damn it. Yeah, Fabio's the
He found
the
it wasn't butter and sent it all to Calvin. He's like, hell with it.
yeah. Fabio is my LVP of this movie. Yes,
Oh
no,
my gosh.
yeah,
No
all
right.
bueno.
Well, Sixth Man. Sixth Man is someone that had a small role, but every time they showed up on screen was just on fire. I mean, I'll just put it out there. Isabella Rossellini for me was my Sixth Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with he actually only had one scene.
Okay.
That's Sidney Pollack, the director. He, as
Oh.
the ER doctor.
I'm changing my answer.
When he's the ER doctor,
He was
and
good.
he comes in and he's like, "Oh yeah, well I don't think there's that much wrong with you. You're here." And then he looks at her neck. He's like, "Oh," and he checks her pulse. And he's like, "Well, And then he turns around, just deadpan, looks at Bruce Willis, who's sipping from a flask. When he turns
Can I have
around
some
and
of that?
he's like, "Well, hey, I wonder, can I have a sip of that?" And he drinks the freaking
was a
whiskey
good scene.
bottle. I was like, "This is the guy." And then I didn't even realize he was the director. Or I don't think he's the director of this movie, but he is
Right.
the director. Sidney
He is
Pollack.
the Adrian. Yeah.
He directed Out of Africa.
Oh,
I had to look all the way down to the bottom of the IMDb for this because he was uncredited because he was just kind of like a cameo.
Oh man.
So I had to give it to him.
that was a great
deadpan
scene.
look when he's like, "Hey, I wonder, can I have a sip of that?" And he's like,
that definitely would have been me. I would just
and then he
away.
dies in the next scene. Bruce Willis goes out looking for another doctor, and he's on the ER table, and they're like trying to zap him with the defibrillator.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh man.
That's a good Six Man. Clint, you're gonna change yours?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to best scene. I think we've already talked about this. The fight scene.
Yeah.
No.
No, what is it?
After much consideration.
Say,
No, I'm just
when
kidding.
the movie ended.
No.
Yeah,
No,
the credits.
No, Isabella. Every time she was with that scene, that one scene where she was in the pool and he woke up, and then that was my scene, man. That's still my scene. Every time I watch the movie, I'm like, I feel like that little kid again. It's like you cover your eyes, but you're like, oh my god, I don't want to see that.
I never even watched it as a kid.
No,
really.
The cover the video case cover freaked me out too much, so avoided it.
Which
When
you
did
did
you
an
watch
awesome
it?
recreation of that last
Yeah,
year.
Yeah,
that
you
was
did.
great. That was a great photo.
Thanks.
So how old were you when you did watch it?
Oh, college?
College? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Were you a big film buff in college, or were
I've pretty much always been somewhat of a film buff, even when I was
Mhm.
younger. It just took me a while to get around to that one.
got it? I'm just trying to let me pull this up for the viewers. This is
Oh,
perfect.
nice.
Yeah.
Such a good shot.
When
Perfect.
Clintastic said, "I got to do a Death Becomes Her shot," and I was like, "You have a Goldie Hawn figure?" And he goes, "No."
That's dope.
Yeah, that's a great one. All right.
Thanks.
I'm gonna say for the best scene is the fight scene for sure,
Okay.
but honorable mention because it made me laugh. I kept rewinding it and watching it over because it made me laugh so hard. Is when right after the fight scene when Madeline and Helen are arguing, fight, talking it out or whatever, and Madeline keeps on her head keeps on falling forward. And Helen's like, "Get it together," and she's like, in like the little defeated voice, she's like, "I'm trying." And then she's like holding her head up. I kept on watching that over when I'm trying.
That's a good one.
There was
all
so
right.
many good like one-liner, like toss away lines in that movie though.
There really were. It was like I guess when it was you, Unworthy, that when you had mentioned it, like rewatching Death Becomes Her, it made me realize, like, why isn't this a movie that people don't even like bring up anymore, like, or even just say you need to watch that. I think it's up there. I really do think it's a rewatchable in my
It's
opinion.
it's definitely a cult classic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cult classic. That's probably a good word for it.
Danny won't ever watch it again until
Yeah, I know.
10 years from now.
I
when
only watch it
they were
a
gonna.
cult. I only watch it a cult classic. Yeah, I watch it with cult classic. No, it's like no, it's actually a fun movie. Like I will say, it's a fun movie. Like I will watch it again. I'm like, I'll watch it again. I have no problems. It's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's okay. It's,
yeah,
it's a
no,
great
I
movie.
know.
It's a great movie. It's just not a movie I would watch over and over. It'll be like,
But this is why like I think we should continue with all this. Like, first of
Yeah.
all, like, want all of you guys to come back next week.
I
But-
have to come back.
Well, yeah, sorry, not you, Danny.
have
I
to.
meant that was directed at Unworthy and Clintastic 4. But and you never have to come back, but we love that you're one of the hosts of Toy Talk / Movie Talk.
Come back.
But this is why I think we should continue this, because whatever we recommend, it's not going to be like everyone's. It's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and you're going to make me probably watch a movie I would never watch. Right?
All right. Can I choose the next movie?
Yes, you
See-
can. Hold on.
I think it's Clint's turn.
No, this was my turn.
No,
But I was
Fantastic
about to
Four
say,
was-
this is kind of a good thing why I didn't have you on last week, because I do not like Batman Forever.
Oh, okay.
But that's what's great, though. That's what's great. Like having these different opinions. I myself, and I said this last week, am in a movie club with my college friends that started during COVID, and we've watched 150 movies so far. We do the same thing. Like, this is where I got all these categories. We rank them. It's a lot of fun. And this past week we did what was it?
Chris.
What?
Do you go to like the movie theaters, like, and sit down with it? Are you like that guy that?
No, we don't do. It's all. We never do movies in theaters. It's like
I
rentals.
swear, like I could just picture like me coming into theaters, not knowing you, and you're up there with your
Laptop.
computer, like, laptop typing in things, and I just throw a big old bucket of popcorn. Keep stop that shit.
You're one of those guys. You're a popcorn thrower.
I'm trying to watch the movie. No.
Oh,
I think that's what we should do. I would love to watch a movie with you, Danny, like in a
Okay.
movie theater.
It's a date.
Okay. Unanswerable questions. Here's one. How is Bruce Willis's character a catch?
That's a good question.
Like, how is he a desirable man?
My theory on this wasn't that he was desirable. It's just that he was dating Goldie Hawn, so she went after him only for that reason and got stuck with him for the free plastic surgeries.
Okay, yes. Well, yeah, he was a
And he
very
was rich.
talented doctor. And he was rich, yeah.
My only
Anybody-
unanswerable question was the Fabio thing. Was he just a bodyguard and that's how he became famous, or was he Fabio that was a client and became her bodyguard? Clint pointed out that that was too early in his career.
Yeah.
He was definitely a client before he was Fabio.
Yes. Why do all the actors have brown blemishes on their hands?
Liver spots.
I was gonna say toilet tissue.
That's why I got tattoos on my hands so we can cover up the liver spots.
Seriously, is that like I don't like, is that a white person thing? Is that what? Like, I don't have that.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Well, guys,
Clint
good
seems.
night, guys. I'm out.
Clint,
I'm out of here.
It might be a white person thing. I guess I've only ever seen liver spots on white people.
like, I don't.
It's
I
the
don't
moon.
have them.
It's the moonshine.
It probably is. Like I said, tattoos on the hands to cover them all up.
Jesus.
Who? What? Was that bad?
No, that was great. It was great.
Coming from you, that's not bad. But if a white guy had made similar remark,
Sure. Yeah. That's why I felt confident I could make that comment.
We're fair game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've had your time.
we got it coming.
Exactly.
Oh
Um.
man.
Now,
I only
with
have
this,
one
Oh,
answer,
go
one
ahead.
unanswered question, and after much consideration, as always, no, honestly, I really didn't understand I agree with you. I didn't understand why Bruce Willis was such a catch in that movie. Like, I really didn't. I didn't understand. But you know what though? You know, after watching it again, you know what Bruce Willis you know who he reminded me of? I forgot the actor's name from The Lovely Bones, the bad guy in that movie.
Oh, Stanley Tucci?
He reminded me of him a lot, like with the mustache. He had that like creepy, I'm watching you at the bushes type guy, like creepy ass guy type, like yeah, just watching you at the bushes. Like he was creepy as hell. Like to me, he seemed like a creeper. Like he just had that creeper look to him, like the guy from the movie. But I mean, I know that was part, but like it's just maybe it was the mustache. But I agree.
Yeah.
I don't think he. I would have been a catch. You know what I'm saying?
I think my last unanswerable question is and this is strictly research for when I have to recreate the role, is what did she use on her little jewelry thing to make sure that it didn't uncover her nipple?
Tape.
Like, because if I'm going to recreate this role for Danny, I'm going to want to make sure that make sure my nipples don't pop out on accident. I don't want a Braun Strowman where I just walk to the ring and boom, one nipple's out already.
Here's what you.
What a reference.
Two things. You need nipple covers and double-sided tape.
All right. Let me write that down. Non-allergetics. Yeah, I got sensitive skin.
Chris,
let me see. Do I have any more?
Look at your notes.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Would this work if the person who sells the potion was Will Ferrell? Would it still work?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's got to
Especially,
be somebody that's like universally attractive.
yeah.
But he could definitely do that pool scene. It would be really funny.
Yeah, I think so. I
But
think that would
when you
be
get to the
hilarious.
part where he says he's 70 years old, you would be like, "Yeah, you look 70 years old."
Yeah, no kidding.
Or he'd be like, I'm 150 years old.
So all jokes aside, and me not being Lisa, who would be a good recast as Lisa? Actually,
That's
let's
a
Oh,
great
gender
question.
swap it. Let's gender
Yeah.
swap it to where it's a female. Bruce Willis's character is a female,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
Lisa's character is a female. And then it's got to be two really good-looking dudes that are
So that
becoming white men with liver spots.
okay.
yeah,
Just
that
be
like
good
would it
looking
work if
again.
it was a man? Yeah.
I would
What?
put Michael Sheen and David Tennant as Goldie Hawn and uh, Meryl Streep, just because that's a good pairing.
David Tennant. All right. Wow. Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, they have a BBC series called Staged, and they're freaking hilarious in it. So, yeah, that would be a fun duo to have those roles.
Like it's not working with Seth Rogen and Jonah Hill being those two characters.
No,
You're
No.
not watching that movie.
I wouldn't even I wouldn't even rent it if Jonah Hill was in it.
Yeah. One of these days though, we should all watch This Is the End.
Oh, I
That's a
love
great
it.
movie. That's a great movie. All right.
Channing Tatum, scene stealer. I'm gonna call it right now.
Perfect. That was I guess one of the things was they asked him to do it and they didn't think he was going to do it, and all of a sudden he was just like, yeah, let's do this. This is awesome. And I guess like there was no like stunt double. That is him and those chaps and everything.
Yeah, and he just showed up, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Are we doing this scene today?" Like he came wearing his own chaps. I think.
Yeah. All right, nitpicks.
I think there
I
should
would-
have been more dead celebrities in the
Yeah.
cameos.
Yeah.
I think that's the only nitpick I could come up with.
Originally, they were gonna have like live celebrities in that scene as well, like the really tan guy,
Yeah.
Hamilton. Not
Yeah, something Hamilton, or yeah, I know who you're talking about. He's
yeah,
in a lot of commercials.
but
I can't think of who you're. I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of his name.
yeah, I'm drawing a blank on that. But as far as my nitpicks, I kind of wish like not the very ending, but the climax at the party
Oh.
would have been bigger or more twisted.
George
Just to-
Hamilton.
Yes,
Okay.
But-
Sorry. The guy. What about it being twisted?
I just would want that climax to be more crazier
Yeah.
at par or greater than the fight scene that preceded it. Just because it pretty much that's where it dips and not flatlines, but
I
goes
agree.
down a little bit until the very ending scene. But other than that,
Yeah.
it's
I would agree. Like when he's on the whatever the
gutter.
post and he's the gutter and he's falling through. First of all, they blew it, right? Like he was about to take it, and then they yelled at him, and then he's like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like they
If
totally
that
blew
don't
it.
tell you something about being married, I don't know what will.
well, that was also a playoff.
I would rather fall to my death.
Well, that's also a playoff of the staircase scene because he was about to save her until she
Yeah.
said something, and then he was like,
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I'm gonna choose violence. Fuck you.
So one of my nitpicks was, you know, these manservants. I'm gonna go back to the manservants. Like you have this
Wearing too many clothes.
that's
not what it
too many
sorry.
clothes. Too many clothes. They're wearing no, not even that. They have this French woman, right? She's French. And they work for her. And you know, Fabio is one of them. and uh, when Bruce Willis escapes, she yells out 3 of their names. Those names are Dick,
Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Tom, and Perry. Like, those manservants should have like better names. That's my only nitpick. They should be like more like maybe French names. I don't know. Like just better names.
Whatever the French versions of those names are.
Yeah.
So would you prefer Tomas,
Yes.
Ricardo,
I love it.
and
Esteban.
Harold?
Esteban.
And Harold. I like Harold. That last one, Harold, perfect.
Okay.
All right. Any other nitpicks?
Nope.
No, I had a hard time coming up with anything to say bad about this. Yeah, I loved the whole thing. I was glad that I mentioned it, and then Clint was like, "Oh, it's one of my favorite movies."
That's yeah, so amazing. All right, what are we rating this bad boy? Danny, let's go with you first. Lowest score always.
No. I'm gonna give it.
I forget. Are we ranking it out of 10?
No,
No, I'm sorry. It's out of 5. So this is 1 out of 5.
Yeah,
Or
1 out of
you
5.
can give it a 0 if you want. 5 being the best.
Mm-hmm.
You can do halves too.
Yeah, I was gonna say a 2, but
Okay.
then Unworthy reminded me of how funny that doctor scene was, so I'm definitely gonna give it a 3.5 because that scene is funny.
Oh
as
wow,
shit.
3.5.
That's
Okay.
I give it a 3.5. 3.5.
That's fair. I was gonna go with 3.5 too, only
Yeah,
because
3.5.
like it aged well. I don't think there was only a few things that was like, oh man, you wouldn't get away with that today. But the humor, I think the humor is what kills it because like I laughed hysterically at a lot of things, but I think you have to have kind of a certain type of sense of humor to enjoy a lot of the jokes because a lot of it's going to fall pretty flat if you don't already find obnoxious things funny.
Yeah. Clintastic?
I was gonna say 3.5 as well.
Wow, unanimous because I'm gonna give it a 3.5 as well.
Hey.
Wow, that's crazy. All right. Just I know you didn't watch it or you weren't on that, but what would you give Batman Forever, Clintastic?
2.5.
I don't want to hear this.
2.5. 2.5. Let's put that.
Disgusting. Yeah. You're not invited to Thanksgiving anymore.
Don't get sick.
Danny, what's our movie for next week?
Oh man, I'm excited. So the next movie we're gonna watch is a comedy classic. We're gonna rewatch Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh yes. All right.
We're gonna rewatch Revenge of the Nerds, the original, the first one. So I'm excited for that one, just because it's I love that movie. I almost went with Bachelor Party with Tom Hanks. I don't know if you guys ever watched. Almost went with that one, but I think Revenge of the Nerds is a great movie to watch. So I'm definitely up for that one.
Oh man, Revenge of the Nerds.
That's gonna be a good.
If you're going with Tom Hanks movies, The Burbs is
The
better.
Burbs is a good one. Yeah. Burbs. We got to think about that one for October.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. Hey, this was once again another great movie talk. Unworthy, Clintastic, you're invited next week for the Revenge of the Nerds. Can't wait for that.
It's been a long time since I watched that too.
I love that movie, man.
That movie always popped up as like the afternoon movie, right? Like on TV.
I got into trouble a lot in school because I would always repeat the hair pie joke to like my friends, and they would get so mad at me, and they would tell the teacher. Like I would. We'll get there next week. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah. All right, plugs. Unworthy. Any plugs?
Yeah, we got this episode coming up of A Worthy Addiction. We got a bunch of big announcements coming up for the month of October. All of the awesome collabs, giveaways, all of the challenges, all of the stuff that's coming up in October for the A-Worthy Addiction page. It's going to be pretty good. We got an awesome video package that we're going to on Thursday show. Been working hard on that. Looking forward to everybody getting to see everything that we're Danny and I are coming out with for the month of October.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Danny?
Final Black and Wednesdays for the month of September is this week. Last day. So just black and white shot, add some purple. Any figure. Purple could be anything. Figure, lighting, accessory. It is the last one for this month. We'll get into details about the month following, but other than that, shout out to Realm. I know he was in the chat. Shout out to Realm. I won a giveaway from him. I got the Hiya Toys. That's what I should have said. I have one coming. I have the Hiya Toys Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool. It was funny though because I was the first one to comment on his post, and I was the one who won the figure. So I was really excited about it. And
That's awesome.
it's funny too because the last time I did a giveaway, he was the last giveaway I did.
Yeah.
He won?
He won that giveaway, yeah. So it wasn't rigged. But yeah, shout out to Realm because I'm excited about that figure. And yeah, other than that,
I want him to raffle off his salsa shirt. That's all I want.
the flame. We want the flammable one.
Yes, more flames. Clint, how about yourself?
I got nothing to plug. So
Well, yeah.
ditto to what they said.
Well, we could plug.
Well, he's every bit as much a part of the A-Worthy Addiction show. He doesn't like to take any credit, and he doesn't like to be shouted out. So we try not to overwhelm him and heap him with too much praise, but he's just as big a part of the A-Worthy Addiction show as the rest of us. So.
Yes.
I know all of you probably already follow him, but check out Clintastic's photography. Amazing stuff. Really just top-notch stuff. You'll get to see him. Here's a plug on the TPC Top 10 this Wednesday. He was, I believe, number 8, right?
Yep.
With an incredible Iceman shot. That was one of my favorites. I love that shot.
Thank you.
Basically, I tried to do what you did, but you did it better. So, in your Iceman shot.
Story of my life.
love that shot. So TPC Top 10. I always get it mixed up. TPC Top 10 this Wednesday, 8:45. Me, myself, Yimbo. And No Chewing. And we have 78 points of articulation as a guest, and we're going to be celebrating like all of his dial work and some of his favorite photography of using his dial as well. Very talented dude. The week after that, I believe we have Super Action stuff on. And then the week after that, we have Mr. Stevie on. So, yeah, on October 18th, we're going to have Mr. Stevie on. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then next week, we will have, what are we watching? Revenge of the Nerds. Clintastic 4, thanks so much, man.
Anytime.
Your movie knowledge is awesome. Like, so good. Love it. Unworthy, always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Always a pleasure to be on.
You're always so put together with your, color code, your, the same color shirt.
Try to pull it together.
With the lights.
With
Danny,
the red lights.
Yeah, with everything. Danny, as always.
Victory for all you Cowboys fans. It's Victory Monday. Just
that was a great game.
That out there. Gotta throw that out there. So I'm a little too much salt going around. It's real sour lately. So
you're saying this to the guy. You're saying this to the guy literally in Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, you're not. You don't watch football, right?
No, but
that's not true.
He doesn't have to. He lives so close to the arena, he can hear it. He doesn't have to.
I can
hear the sorrow.
I can literally see the stadium from my office.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. That was a great game.
I have no horse in that race.
That
There
was
you
a great
go.
game. Well, hey, everyone in the chat, thanks so much for joining us. It was a pleasure. It was a lot of fun. Next week, join us for Revenge of the Nerds, and we'll see you next week. Take it easy, everyone.